Sometimes the biggest ideas are hiding in the smallest places. Today, we're going to unlock a 600-year-old Korean poem. It's incredibly short, just 28 characters, but it holds this really powerful, surprisingly modern lesson about empathy. And honestly, it might just change the way you listen to the world around you. So let's dive in.
So here it is, the very first line of the poem. It looks like a brush painting from the past, doesn't it? It's serene, it's beautiful, and it's meant to pull you into this really peaceful world. But you're going to want to pay close attention because every single character here is a clue, leading us somewhere we totally don't expect.
The poem starts off by painting this picture of a perfect, peaceful spring day. But is that really the whole story? Oh, not even close. We're about to peel back the layers and find a sharp, hidden message right underneath the surface.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we'll soak in that peaceful scene the poem sets up. Then we'll put on our linguist hats and decode the ancient characters. After that, things take a dramatic turn, and we'll uncover the poet's hidden critique. And finally, we'll see how this 600-year-old wisdom is incredibly relevant for us today.
Okay, so let's meet the author. Our guide is a poet named Kim Geuk-gi, a scholar from Korea's Joseon dynasty. The poem is called On the Way to Heung-hae, and it really does start by painting this classic, calm, rural scene. Let's just listen to the first two lines, spoken with the original Korean pronunciation of the Hanja characters. It sounds like this.
상한 분야 진미행 발국 비례였으명.
It's describing women walking along a narrow path in a mulberry grove while a cuckoo flies in, circles a tree, and sings. It's a classic, harmonious picture of late spring. Everything feels calm, stable, just as it should be. Now, to really get what's going on here, we have to look at the building blocks themselves, the hanja. These are the Chinese characters that were used in classical Korean. Each one is like a little piece of a puzzle. Okay, check this out. We can see the scene being built, one character at a time. Sanghan, that's the mulberry grove, Bunyo, that means women, Jin, to follow, and Miheng, a narrow path. You put it all together and you get the women of the mulberry grove follow a narrow path. It's so simple and elegant, and you could just see it in your mind's eye. And now for the second line, where we meet the cuckoo. Balgok is an old name for the cuckoo. Then we have bire, to fly in, yosu, to circle a tree, and myang, to sing. So, a cuckoo flies in, circles a tree, and sings. Now, in traditional farming culture, the cuckoo's song isn't just pretty background noise. It's a signal. It's nature's alarm clock telling everyone the busy planting season is starting. It's the rhythm of life. So far, so good, right? Everything's been perfectly peaceful, perfectly natural. But in the very next line, the poet hits the brakes and yanks the steering wheel. The entire mood is about to shift from calm to, well, urgent. And boom, here it is, the third line. It's pronounced Ji-wi janga tre sa, and it just shatters that peaceful vibe we had going. We're suddenly ripped out of that gentle spring day and thrown right into the harsh reality of form work. Let's break this down. The first part, ji-wi, it's like a pivot. It means but or however. Chonga is the farming family. Now here's the key character, chu. It means to hurry, to rush. And finally, re sa, that's the plow. So the line literally means, but the farming family rushes to the plow. That single word rushes completely flips the tone of the poem from peaceful to frantic. And this plow, the resa, it is so much more than just a tool. You have to understand it's a symbol of survival. The work is backbreaking, it's exhausting, but for this farming family, it's not a choice. It is literally the difference between eating and starving. So, just to recap, we have the quiet work of the women, the natural song of the cuckoo, and now the urgent toil of the farmers. But the poet isn't done. He introduces one last sound, and this one is completely out of place. And then comes the final line, which is really a sharp, almost accusatory question. Hein such a kwanyansung. The poet is basically looking around and asking, wait a minute, where is that other sound coming from? And what on earth is it doing here? Let's decode this final question. Hein means who is it? Sachul means to pour out, like you're pouring a drink. Kwanyong? This refers to wind and string instruments. We're talking flutes and strings. And sung is just sound or music. So the full question is, who is it that's pouring out the sound of flutes and strings?
Think about that for a second. We've heard the song of the cuckoo, a sound of nature. We've imagined the sound of the heavy plow, the sound of survival. And now we hear music. The contrast is just immediate and deeply unsettling.
And it's in that exact clash of sounds that we find the poem's real purpose. This was never just a pretty landscape. It's a piece of sharp, powerful social commentary. This slide really lays it all out. This is the heart of the critique. On one side, you have the reisa, the plow, which stands for the desperate life-or-death work of the common people. And on the other side, you have the guanhyun song, the music of flutes and strings, symbolizing the carefree amusement of the elite, who are completely disconnected from that reality. So the poet is essentially asking, in a world where people are struggling this hard just to survive, who has the audacity to be relaxing and listening to music? The music isn't just sound, it's a symbol of complete and utter indifference. It's a critique of a society that lets some people party while others break their backs. And I know what you're thinking. This poem was written over 600 years ago, but its message about paying attention, about genuine empathy, well, it's more relevant now than ever before. The timeless lesson here is that real peace isn't about ignoring hardship. It's about being aware of it. The poem is urging us to listen for the sound of the plow in our own time, to recognize the struggles that are so often drowned out by all the noise. Empathy, really, is the bridge that connects us to people whose lives are nothing like our own. At its very core, this whole poem is about a fundamental Korean value called 배려. And it's more than just being nice or polite. It's a deep, active consideration for others. It's the wisdom to look past your own bubble, to truly see and feel the weight of another person's life, and then to act on it with compassion. This is really the ultimate message of Kim Geuk-gi's poem. True compassion isn't just a feeling. It's an action. It's a way of looking at the world that actively acknowledges the hard work, the struggle, and the full humanity of other people, especially when it's easy or comfortable to look away. So that leaves us with a final question to think about. In our own incredibly busy, noisy lives, with all of our distractions and entertainment, what's the music that might be preventing us from hearing the sounds that really matter? What plows are at work in our world that we're just not noticing? It's a profound challenge sent to us across 6 centuries.